חגיגה פרק ב' משנה ו', ביאור משנה ו'. 6 Mishnah. משנתנו מוסיפה ללמד. Our Mishnah is continuing to talk about purity and impurity. שעשו חכמים עוד מעלה בטבילה. The sage says, this is an idea. When you are going to go to the mikveh, you're going to have in mind what you're going to go in the mikveh for. We'll see what I'm talking about. שהטובל צריך לכוון לשם מה הוא טובל. Not just tahara. Which type of tahara? There's levels of tahara. You need to think, I am tovel for this level, I'm going to dip for this level, or for this level, or for this level. And if you didn't, it's going to matter. ומי שטבל לשם דבר הקל. So if in your mind you went to the mikveh for something which is small purity, or small, let's call it, כגון לאכילת חולין. For example, we said, for example, the washing of the hands for the bread, if that's what the thing is, or לאכילת מעשר שני, or you went to the mikveh because you wanted to eat the second tithe in Yerushalayim, אין טבילתו זו מועילה לו לאכילת דבר חמור. Now you want to eat a sacrifice? You can't do that. You have to go again and go to the mikveh for the sacrifice. וכבר שנינו במשנה הקודמת שחמש מדרגות הן. We already mentioned that there's 5 levels. By the way,
יש עניין של כוונה פה בתורה.
Yeah, the עניין של כוונה. And just by the way, these 5 levels, just that you know, is the worlds. אצילוס, בריא, יציר, עשייה. These are the 5 levels. Yeah. חולין, that's the first level. מעשר שני, second tithe. תרומה, the Kohen, it's for the truma, korbanot, sacrifices, and mei chatat, and the water for the red heifer. Each one is a different level.
Which is the highest.
That's right. Hatovel lechulin. So if a person immersed in a mikveh for chulin, so that doesn't make sense. If you're eating chulin, you don't need to toivel. You don't need to go to the mikveh to eat food. What?
But at that time, everybody was pure.
Yeah, but you don't need to go to the mikveh. What do you need to
Pure?
To eat? You're not eating truma.
You eat in Bet HaMikdash.
No. You can't go to Bet HaMikdash.
This is not in Bet HaMikdash.
You're in Be'er Sheva.
Oh.
Yeah, you're in Be'er Sheva.
You want
No, forget Kodashim. You want to eat lollipop.
Oh.
I don't care what you want to eat. Yeah. So the question is, why are you going to the mikveh even? Why are you going to? So it says that תבל לחולין, כדי לאכול חולין בטהרה. It says because some people were makpid. It says we want to be pure the entire year. Yeah, up to you. That's up to you. You want to be pure the entire year. There's no necessity. You don't have to. But you want to? Go ahead. So the guy went to the mikveh. Why? I want to be pure. I feel being pure. Is there a problem? There's no problem. I just want to be pure. והוחזק לחולין. In other words, in his mind, he didn't plan to eat today second tithe or sacrifices or anything. Right? Oh yeah, he had in mind to eat chulin. That's why he went to the mikveh for. והתכוון בטבילתו להיות מוחזק טהור לאכילת חולין. It says, I know I'm not required, but I like, some people are, I like being pure. Yeah. אסור למעשר. Now, so even though he went to the mikveh, and now all of a sudden he's in Yerushalayim, let's say, just for our case, and he wants to eat Meiser Sheni now, yeah, so you can eat Meiser Sheni because you didn't have the intention when you went to the mikveh that you're going to eat Meiser Sheni. So forget about it. You can't go to the mikveh again. אסור למעשר שני, אסור לו לאכול מעשר שני. He's not allowed to eat the second tithe. Again, second tithe is the tithe that you give 10% to eat in Yerushalayim. You have to eat it in Yerushalayim. עד שיטבול לשם אכילת מעשר שני. Until you have in mind that you are going to the mikveh for the sake of the second tithe. טבל למעשר. What if he did in the morning? He's in Yerushalayim. He says, I have some money. I'm going to buy some food now and I'm going to eat it. So Taval Master Sheni, he went to the mikveh in order to eat his second tithe, והוחזק למעשר, והתכוון להיות מוחזק טהור למעשר שני, and in his mind, this is what he wants to go to the mikveh for, אסור לתרומה. If he's a Kohen now, if that person is a Kohen, yeah, he's not allowed to eat תרומה. אסור לו לאכול תרומה אם הוא כהן. He's not allowed to eat תרומה if he's a Kohen. טבע לתרומה. He did dip himself because he says, I'm going to eat תרומה later on. והוחזק לתרומה, which means this is what was in his mind, that he's going to eat the תרומה. שהתכוון בתפילתו להיות טהור לתרומה. He says, oh, the Jews gave me this and this, I'm going to eat it now. So I need to go to the mikveh in order to eat it. Yeah? אסור לקודש. Now, all of a sudden, he's got a sacrifice that somebody bought. So you can eat the sacrifice. Yeah? אין טבילתו מועילה להיות בחזקת טהור לגבי קורבנות. He's not holy enough, he's not pure enough to eat the sacrifices. טבע לקודש, he dipped himself to eat sacrifices. That was in his mind. I'm going to eat some sacrifices today. והוחזק לקודש, and now he's in his mind. This is what his level is. שהתכוון בטבילתו להיות מוחזק טהור לקורבנות. In his mind he's going to eat the sacrifices. אסור לחטאת. He's still prohibited to touch the water, to deal with the water of the red heifer. אסור לו לנגוע במי חטאת. He's not allowed to touch the water of the red heifer. היינו במים המקודשים באפר הפרה האדומה. This is water who will become pure for the dust of the red heifer. עד שיטבול שם חטאת. Until he's going to have in mind that this is why he went to the mikveh in the morning, because he's going to sprinkle on people or whatever it is. טבל לחמור. But if he went to the mikveh for the more strict one, לשם דבר החמור, then מותר לקל. Then obviously, as long as you have in mind that the more severe, you're allowed to all the ones below it.
So if you מכוון לחטאת, you can eat everything.
That's right. That's right. But practically, almost nobody was mekaven lechatat. Yeah. The most that they would be mekaven was the sacrifices. That's right. The most. Otherwise, and even that, because you can think about it. In the morning you get up, you have a plan in your mind. If you don't plan to eat sacrifices, you don't plan to eat it. So, but you do plan to eat Ma'aser Sheni. So in your mind, you're not thinking about sacrifices. You're thinking about Ma'aser Sheni. It's something which is practical. Yeah. Mutar lakal. But if you did put in mind that you're going to eat sacrifices, then you can eat Ma'aser Sheni. Kigon im tava lekodesh. So if, for example, he dipped himself in order to eat sacrifices, הרי הוא בחזקת טהור גם לתרומה ומעשר שני. Now he can eat תרומה and second tithes. ואם טבע לחטאת, הוחזק טהור לכל. And if he dipped for the highest level, he can do all the rest. טבל ולא הוחזק. So this is if he went to the mikveh and he had in mind why he's going to the mikveh. What happens if he went to the mikveh and he didn't have anything in mind? I'm just going to the mikveh. He didn't think, I'm going to go to the mikveh to eat sacrifices or to eat Ma'aser Sheni. That's not what he just thought, I'm going to the mikveh, I'm going to become pure. What happens?
You go to the mikveh, no? You have to have a kavan.
You see? Taval velo uchzak. What happens if he went to the mikveh and he didn't have chazaka, he didn't have in mind what is he going to be purified from? כלומר שטבל סתם. He just went to the mikveh, whatever the reason is. ולא התכוון להיות מוחזק טהור לאחד מהדברים שינו לעיל. He didn't have anything specific in mind. שלא הייתה כוונתו לטבילת טהרה, אלא לרחיצה. He went to swim. He went to the pool. You know, he went to whatever you want to say. In the Kinneret, he went for a swim, let's say. He went down to the Kinneret, he went for a swim, almost dipping. He didn't think that he's going to this is a purification process. כאילו לא טבל. It is as if he did not go to the mikveh. Means nothing. כאילו לא טבל. שהטבילה צריכה כוונה. Because you need to have in mind that I'm going to make myself purified by going into the mikveh. ומכל מקום, מעילת טבילה זו לאכילה חולין. But nevertheless, even though לאכילת חולין, if the guy just wants to, like I say, keep himself pure for whatever reason, that's good enough. He doesn't need to go to the mikveh again. היינו לגבי האוכלים חוליהם בטהרה. This is people who volunteered to eat chulin while pure. There's no such commandment, but they like to be pure. שחולים אינם צריכים לכוונה. Why? Because chulin, there's no holiness into it anyway. That doesn't need intention. But if anything other, you need to have some kind of purity, yeah? You need an intention for that specific purity or something higher.
So today you don't need kavana. You don't have any other levels.
Except a woman who goes to the mikveh. The question about a woman who goes to the mikveh, does she need kavana or not? Does a woman who goes to the mikveh, I think the halacha is that she doesn't, by the way.
She doesn't.
Yeah, so for example, you know how they say about women today who are not religious, that all their kids are the sons of Nida? Yeah, not necessarily, because if she went to the ocean and she took a swim, just beforehand, it's possible that she's not. Yeah, you can never know. Not necessarily. I think that's the halacha today, that I'm not sure though, that he doesn't.